Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So as you can see behind me, I have a great pile of scrap just about ready to go to the scrapyard. But before I did, I wanted to answer a couple questions I had from a beginner scrapper viewer asking about different places, common places I find things like my aluminum, tips and tricks to maximize their profit, separate the material properly, and other questions like that. So I want to answer those questions today, as well as talk about some of the material I have here. Other than the small catalytic converter I have down there that came off of my old G6 car, the rest of this I did find on garbage day or in the dumpsters. So scrappers, excellent diverters from landfills, great environmentalists. It is nice to have so many scrappers environmentally. Financially, obviously, the more there are, the more competition to find scrap. But hey, that's great that at least we can divert this from the landfill. Some great items here for sure. And when we talk about scrapping, unfortunately for my wife, I do want to address scrappers do hold on to a lot of their scrap, waiting for prices to climb. So I do apologize for my wife for being so patient with me. It is nice that I'm starting to get rid of some of this pile. But unfortunately for her, she did have to look at it for quite a while. Scrap is going up. Definitely you want to make sure you look around for prices. There are different prices at scrapyards. It could be comparable to city, or region, or even scrapyards in the same city. I have seen some that can be 20 cents a pound more, and they are literally down the street from another scrapyard. So you do want to call around, you do want to check your prices, and in my opinion, some items are worth holding on to. I have a lot of copper appliance wire that I've been saving. Unfortunately, in the last week, it did drop about 20 cents a pound. So I am just going to hold on to that. I know it will eventually climb back up because copper continues to be our scrapper's gold. But items like this, because I am going to London anyway, there is a better price for certain things that I have here than I would get for my yard in Sarnia. So that's why I want to take all of these things to maximize my profit. So gonna start over here. I have a lot of aluminum siding, and I want to take this opportunity as well to give a big shout out to a company called On Top Roofing. They are situated in Corunna, Ontario, and they have been nice enough to work with me, give me a call when they are done their job, give me all their spare or cut off pieces of aluminum siding. So again, thank you very much On Top Roofing for this. I have 4 giant bags of it here, as well as some eavesdrop pieces and gutter pieces here. And the nice thing about this stuff is in London, Ontario, this is actually going for 98 cents a pound for clean, painted aluminum siding, as well as eavesdrops, gutter. It all is in the same category. You do want to check to make sure it is clean, there is no caulking on it, or glue, or screws, because you will be downgraded. But 98 cents for this a pound in London, Ontario, so Canadian. In Sarnia, unfortunately, it's only about 74 cents a pound. So still a good price, but 20 cents more. I'm going there anyway, so I want to make sure I maximize my profit. So I have 4 bags here, as well as some of this. You do also want to make sure, in my opinion, that you weigh the material as well, so you have a good idea of how much you have. You know, the people at scrapyards do make mistakes as well. Sometimes, and this has happened to me, I've driven away, realized that I totally forgot another pile that was tucked away behind my back seat in my car or my truck. So you do want to make sure beforehand you do have a good idea of weights, just so there is, or avoid a little bit of discrepancy. I have here 88 pounds of aluminum siding, and it is heavy. There is some really nice heavy pieces in there, so it does add up in weight for sure, and great that we were able to divert this from the landfill, recycle it properly. So again, thank you On Top Roofing. In the middle here, I have been storing up a lot of my clean aluminum. Some common places that I find this, especially on job sites. I find a lot of excess aluminum vent work here. So these are all little piles of it. This is all out of dumpsters. I just fold it up nicely. You can see it all folds up. It is clean. There is no lint in this, but a lot of times on construction sites, there will be the tail end cut off and put in the dumpster. So some really nice clean aluminum there. All of this aluminum here is clean aluminum and is going to be going for about 65 cents a pound in London. It's going for about 45 cents in Sarnia. So again, I want to bring this on my trip to maximize my profit. And other items here that I have that is clean aluminum. This I do have to clean, but there are a lot of different pulls that you can find. This is obviously from a scraper, window scraper. This shaft is aluminum. I do need to pop off the plastic, but I have done a video on great places where you will find arms, vacuum cleaners, those Swiffer wet jets, common items that you will find on garbage day, and the shafts are aluminum. So even though they are light, they do add up in weight. And I will include some of the videos from those, or the links to those videos in my description below, but vacuum cleaner hoses for sure. I don't find a lot of these window scrapers that are aluminum, but they are a great item. Shovel ends can be aluminum as well. That is all clean aluminum. These, my slow cooker pot bowls, these are a great item as well. They're nice to hold things. But also this bag is full of items, the inner parts to your copper bearing motors. I do know a lot of people that pass up their copper bearing motors now, especially the newer vacuum cleaners, because they believe that the inner windings are aluminum, which they can be, but all of these motors still have some really nice clean aluminum. I have tons of pieces of magnetrons. These are the inner parts of your magnetrons. Tons and tons of these. So it shows right this bag full of those. I have probably done over 150 microwaves, and clean aluminum like this, it does add up. Other items, you will find some aluminum heat sinks like this on your circuit boards. Okay, you do want to be careful. Some of them are extrusion. So extrusion is a higher form of aluminum. Looks like it's been put through a press or a mold. And I will include a link to that video as well, the difference between extrusion and clean aluminum heat sinks. They do add up in price and weight, so you do want to check those out. You do want to separate it. But this one, you can see this is just going to be clean aluminum. There are no bolts to this, no metallic or magnetic attraction, so all clean aluminum here. As well, inside of here, I have several different things. Pie plates, serving trays, all clean. Make sure that they don't have food in them because they will be downgraded, and they will sometimes not be accepted. But these are all clean trays, aluminum pie plates for sure. Serving dishes. Okay, here again, this is just another aluminum bowl. Sometimes you will find aluminum bowls, sometimes stainless steel. Here again is my vacuum cleaner hose. I did open it just to get out the rubber. Okay, I have found several cool items like this. This is actually the inner box to a computer tower. This is all aluminum. I do have a magnet here. You can see all non-magnetic. So this is all aluminum. Inside this bin, some common items as well. These are out of your microwaves, the filter. You do want to make sure you check non-magnetic attraction. It does have some oil in here, gunk, but they will accept this. Okay. As well, I have right in the back another container here that just had some different odds and ends. But one thing I did want to address is the inner panel to some of my appliances. This, by the way, another piece of aluminum came out of the stove. You can see non-magnetic. But here are a couple different, this is a Kenmore ready drawer. This is from an oven. Sometimes you will find this is a washing machine. You do want to check these. Okay, you can see right here, non-magnetic. But to answer another question I had from someone, is this going to be aluminum or stainless steel? You can see right there, it does look like stainless steel, but The conclusive test for this is the spark test. If I take my grinder and I hit this with a grinder and it sparks, then it's going to be stainless steel. A lot of appliances are stainless steel coated. Sometimes they are magnetic stainless steel. Magnetic stainless steel is going for about 17 cents a pound in London, 3 cents more than tin. And again, it does depend on if you want to put in your tin or if you have a lot. Good stainless steel is non-magnetic, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is just hit this with a grinder for you, show you. I have, as I said, 3 different panels here. You see 3 different ones. All of them came off of a washer or a dryer or an oven, okay? But I'm going to show you, I have my grinder set up. I'm going to put my safety glasses on right here, okay? Just going to hit it, show you. Okay, so both of these are non-magnetic and both of them did not spark. So these are going to be clean sheet aluminum. You do want to be careful though. This one on the back, as you can see, this is non-magnetic, but there are 2 brackets inside that I have to pull out as well. Some people will forget to make sure that they remove the pins. These, because they have magnetic attraction, if I was to leave just those pins in, I'm going to get downgraded from clean aluminum to dirty aluminum. So you do want to make sure that it is clean, separate, free of any type of bolts and screws that are magnetic. So that is another piece of advice. Make sure that you have your items cleaned, free of screws or any other type of mixed metals, because you can be downgraded. So I do have, as I said, my aluminum over there, extrusion or siding, separate. I do also want to make sure I show that as a tip. Keep your items separate. It's easier when you're going into the scrapyard, quicker, more convenient for you as well as the person working in the scale house. But some great aluminum, and I am going to have to make sure I clean this off before I go. So some great places to find aluminum: magnetrons for microwaves, your inner panels of appliances for sure, motors, and again, as I said, some dryer vent tubes that I have. So lots of great items for sure. And there are others, but just giving a quick breakdown. Okay, so as you see, as I said, one pile, I have clean aluminum. Here is another category in a scrapyard that I have, and these are what we classify as aluminum rims. I have 4 of them. I actually found 4 at one site. Someone was just throwing them out. They did have the tires on them. I did remove the tires. And I do have a video showing you how to easily remove the rubber from this, because if I was to bring them in with the rubber, I am not going to get paid aluminum price for these. So you do want to make sure you separate it. And I will include the link to that video in my description as well. This one I actually found a week and a half ago in the ditch. I don't know if it fell off the back of a truck or what, but 4, 5 rims here. And there are different categories depending on if this came off of a car or a truck. In Sarnia, unfortunately, they are not even comparable in price. But these ones in London, Ontario, for truck rims, you're getting 83 cents a pound. For my car rims, it's $1.48 a pound Canadian. So big difference, but both a lot better prices than I would get from a different scrapyard. And I actually have over 130 pounds from these 5 rims. So that's going to be a great score for sure. I did forget to mention the weight for all this clean aluminum. I have 178 pounds right here of clean aluminum. So looking forward to bringing that in as well. So again, I know my prices. I know my weights relative to what I bring in. Okay, I do have right here as well a couple great items. 3 little batteries. These 3 batteries right here, these are lead-based batteries. I actually got all 3 of these out of battery booster packs that I just did a video on. Great source of material. The larger battery here, I actually found this one, unfortunately, in a dumpster at a job site. So someone dropped it off, threw it in there. And all 4 of these are lead-based batteries. So 20 cents a pound in London, Ontario. Very sad to see that in the dumpster. We don't want that lead to spill into the landfill and the water system. So I was glad I was able to find that. But again, unfortunately, people do throw some crazy toxic items into garbages. So again, I'm glad to be a scrapper, glad to divert this. And as it said, 20 cents a pound for these. You do want to make sure you check with batteries. Unfortunately, the scrapyard I'm going to in London, they will not take household batteries for price. They will take them for recycle purposes, but that is one option if you are, wanting to get rid of them. But the scrapyard in Sarnia, the nice thing about them is they are offering 6 cents a pound for those AA, single A household batteries, alkaline batteries. So that is great that you know your different scrapyards. I can bring them in there next time I go and get money for those. But lead-based batteries, getting 20 cents in London, that is more than the place in Sarnia. So you do want to check your yards, your prices. Batteries like your batteries for your ion batteries, those ones, again, in London are not accepted for price or value. The one in Sarnia will give you 5 cents. So again, good price at some places, but we want to make sure that they all get recycled. So I actually have 70 pounds of battery here. Each one of these little ones here is 10 pounds. This larger one, 40 pounds, so a huge battery there. So 20 cents a pound for those, great price. And the last item I have here, 2 huge money makers, catalytic converters. Catalytic converters, this one came off of my G6 car, and catalytic converter prices, they do vary in terms of size of catalytic converter, model of it. The scrapyards will look at it. Apparently there is a pin on these that they can just look up. And you can get various range in price, usually about $85 for the smaller ones. I'm looking probably about $85 for this one. This larger one here, I actually found this on garbage day, so that was great that I got this. This, I believe, came out of a truck, a lot bigger than this one. You can see the difference in size, but this one is, I think, as I said, out of a truck. I'm probably going to get about $110 for this one, so that's great. I do want to make sure to maximize my profit. This arm here, I am not going to get paid for this arm at catalytic converter price. They don't go by weight of it, they go by the size of the catalytic converter. So to maximize my profit, I'm going to cut this piece off here, and I'm actually going to get tin price for this, so I do have to grind that off. And again, you do want to make sure that you do that, because at 14 cents a pound for this long arm here, it is pretty thick and heavy, so I am going to make more money from this included with my catalytic converter. So I do want to make sure I separate it to maximize my profit, but a very large catalytic converter. Catalytic converters do have some precious metals inside, palladium, I believe, and other items. So 2 great items. One of them, I can't believe, as I said, found on garbage day. So it is unbelievable what you will find. Crazy things out there for sure. And great to have scrappers that will pick up the material, divert it from the landfill. So again, a couple tips as mentioned. Make sure you separate your material. Make sure you clean your material. Shop around. Look at prices for sure. Hold on to certain items. It's kind of like the stock market, if you will. You sell high, get more profit, more return, which is great. Unfortunately, scrapper's life, holding on to it, yes, it does create a mess. It does create an eyesore. Again, I apologize to my wife and thank her for being so patient for this, but glad I can get all of this stuff out of the garage. Good to get, hopefully, a great payday from this. Maybe buy something nice for the wife. But again, environmentally, very happy I was able to divert all of these items. So hopefully that answered some of those questions. Please keep asking away. I will do my best to answer them. Some great aluminum. Make sure, as I said, spark test to differentiate between stainless steel and aluminum. Both are non-magnetic. Spark it's stainless. If it doesn't spark, it's aluminum. So clean aluminum again. Shop around, get that scrap. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.